everybody, this is Della with Gillespie Florist, and I just wanted to check in with you guys on the conclusion of our flower test. Now there are a couple of flowers in here that actually might still be good come this Monday too, but just in case I wanted to check in with you guys so you could see how everything turned out. So I think what we've concluded is that overall flower food does do the best. We still have all the flowers from the flower food in the water vase, and pretty much all the other vases we've had to pull one flower or another out of the vases because they've just been falling apart. So but I still want to check over all the vases with you because it is interesting to see how different types of flowers do better in different solutions than others. So okay, so here's the flower food in the water, and the water's looking pretty clear. I think we changed the water yesterday. And the alstroemeria is looking really, really nice. And the daisies are looking okay. You can see how the center of the daisies kind of starting to brown a little bit. So that's a sign that it is starting to, go to the wayside. And then the carnation is finally really starting to show the browning on the edges of the petals. But it's actually still pretty firm otherwise, so that's kind of interesting. And then the rose is pretty much ready to go. So the rose didn't do it. The rose actually did well until probably the day before yesterday. So, and then this is water and bleach, and you'll notice that the daisies look really great actually in this one. There's hardly any browning in the center. I think there's a little bit brown there. But otherwise, the daisies look really, really good. And again, the bleach, when we use that, it's like half a tablespoon of bleach, so it's not very much at all. And then the carnation is showing definite wilting on the edges and browning, and it's also very soft too. So here's the penny in the water, and on the daisies you can see how the center's getting really brown, and the alstro is starting to fall apart. You can see how there's just two little petals there. So it's definitely going to the wayside. And then the carnation, like all the other carnations really, it's getting the browning edges. So, and the water is fairly clear on that one too. So here's the water and the aspirin, and the water is definitely a little bit more cloudy this time. And maybe we just didn't do a good job of mixing the solution as well. But the alstro is completely fallen apart there, and the rose also has it's very soft in the center, has brown edges, so those flowers are ready to go. So water and sugar, this one, maybe I'll get some comparison images for you guys on Monday. It was really interesting to see that it almost seemed like the daisies grew in the sugar water, so I don't know if the sugar had played a part in that or not. But when you look at the original pictures from our first day, almost 2 weeks ago, you can see that it's just all lavender daisy, and there's like no white at the center at all. And now you can see how there's this kind of white in the center, and we think it's because those petals actually got bigger as time went on. So that's kind of interesting. And then the rose here, it's very, very wilty and soft. So. And then the water only, the carnation is very wilty, brown edges, very small, and very soft. The daisy actually looks pretty good. See how the center, there's not really any browning yet. So I'm really impressed too with the fact that the daisies have done so well in just plain water. And then the alstro is starting to fall apart. You can see there's some petals that have fallen off there, but it's doing decent actually, considering that we put nothing in the water. So, and we should mention, this is city water, so this isn't water from a well, and maybe that plays a part in it too, because city water, they're going to put, different things in the water, like not chlorine, but something like that, in order to make sure it's safe for people to drink. So maybe that kind of helps the flowers too. So, anyways, I think our conclusion is that for the most part, the water and the flower food does do the best, but if you ever find yourself buying flowers and forgetting to grab your flower food, some good options might be water with just a few drops of bleach, maybe the sugar water, or maybe a combination of. And but worst comes to worst, if you just only have water, I mean, these flowers after 12 days, they look pretty good. So thanks everybody for joining us today, and have a good afternoon.